that we're going to continue to dive into. We have power crews that are working to restore electricity in Hilo and across the Hawaiian Islands. Nearly 20,000 customers in the dark, mostly on the Big Island. Fox Weather's Robert Ray joining us live from Hilo. Robert, you've been camped out still very early in those overnight hours in Hawaii right now. But you were there before Hilo, during Hilo, and now in that post-Hilo phase. How has recovery been as we continue to see Hone work itself off to the west?
Well, yeah, yesterday was a tough day, obviously, for the Hawaiian Islands, as the storm was a hurricane at that point. Hone crossing just to the south, 45 miles to the south of the southern tip of the Big Island. We're in Hilo right now, and it was a rough patch with the gusty winds and almost 2 feet of rain in some areas. When we were done with live reporting yesterday at about 8 a.m. Hawaii time, this crew decided to get in the vehicle and try to capture some of the impacts of this hurricane. What you're about to see is very raw, and it is our journey. Have a watch. This is Highway 11 headed south on the Big Island. Look at this. We just pulled over our vehicle because we're trying to capture some of the flash flooding. And look at this roaring river coming down the mountainside here. This is just indicative of what we're seeing all over this area right now, as over 14 inches of rain is falling in this spot. And you come across real quick, and we're not going to take too much time out here because of how soaking wet it actually is. But you take a look down there, and it's headed all the way from up the mountain and down into this vegetation. Eventually we'll empty out somewhere in the Pacific. We're going to keep going and see what's happening even more south, where the biggest impacts from this hurricane have happened. We just pulled up to a road and it is blocked off. You can see right now, Lloyd, take a look at that. It is just torrential rain right now, and the road down there is literally being completely inundated with rushing water, and it appears to be mud. I'm gonna get out and take some video very quickly because of how wet it is. I'm gonna shoot with the iPhone 15 Pro Max. I'm gonna head all the way down there, and I'll be right back. Bear with me, I better get this ready because sometimes when it's that wet, the phone just is not gonna work. Be right back. With Fox Weather News. Okay, yeah. I understand. No, we're careful. Thanks, man. Appreciate it. Oh, that's unbelievable. I mean, that road is completely taken apart, submerged. The rushing water, I mean, that water's got to be moving at 30 miles an hour down the mountain. It's just remarkable. The scenes are terrible. We're on the Hawaii Belt Road. We just pulled up to where Black Sand Beaches is, and the road is closed because of flooding. I'm not surprised from what we just saw back there. Roads literally being ripped apart by rushing waters. It looks like, fast rivers. And we're going to pull into Black Sand Beaches, head down to the Pacific, and see what we can check out down there. But look at that road closed as we make our way across very, very carefully. Yeah, this is the Hawaii Beltway. We just pulled in. A police officer led us through to be able to see the flooding on the road. So we're going to get out and show you guys real quick. This is the first time we're seeing it. Lloyd, just follow me out the door if you guys can. Bear with us, guys, as we're going to take a look. This entire roadway, it looks like for, I don't know, at least 2 football fields it appears, 200 yards flooded over, water coming from through all this vegetation. You probably can't see it, but those are mountains up above in that fog. We're at the end of the road at this point. We can't go any further to the southern tip of the Big Island, so we're going to head back up to Hilo, about 60 miles roughly. We'll start our trek back. I'd be interested to see what kind of the weather bands, outer bands, and rain are occurring up there, if we see any more of this rushing water, and what Hilo looks like. And back here live in Hilo, and on that trip, what we did see is power crews trying to restore some of the lines that were knocked down by trees. And look, guys, you see behind me, that darkness is the Pacific Ocean, and you see the tree lit up. It's the 2 a.m. hour here. We're 6 hours behind. At this point, the Hawaii's governor still has an emergency declaration in force across the Hawaiian Islands this morning in case anyone does need assistance. But life will begin to have some semblance of normalcy very soon as Hurricane Hone, now Tropical Storm Hone, is moving to the southwest. But as we know, Gilma on the way. Hopefully those impacts are a lot less than the visuals that you just saw. And by the way, very raw visuals. We wanted to put you in the hot seat as to what we experienced.
You always do that, Robert. You kind of put us in the passenger seat with you as we get that very immersive look. And it's interesting too, Hone is strengthened to a Category 1. Its closest, I think, location to at least the islands, 45 miles from South Point, Hawaii. So still able to get impacts from the heavy rain as well as the wind. Things will improve as we get through the day, but appreciate that update. Still very dark and sleepy in Hawaii. Thank you. Fox Weather's Robert Ray out of Hilo.